So, hello, Cancer, how are you? So, this is your timeless message from Spirit. So, I'm doing a few of these messages that you can watch at any point, whenever they find you, whenever you find them, it's the right time for you. And it doesn't matter, it could be you've got Sun in Cancer, Rising Cancer, you can have your Venus in Cancer, you might have your North Node in Cancer, whatever works for you. In your astrology, it's not always about Sun in Cancer, right? So if your overriding energies are Cancer, this can also apply to you, right? So this is quite interesting actually, because when I first pulled these cards, now I was actually, when I was thinking about this, I got the Sun in Cancer placement around this, and I felt there was I felt mental confusion, if I'm honest. I felt confused. I was a bit like, even before I pulled the cards, it's like, what's going on? And the Mind card came out and the Aries card. So I'll just show you these cards. There's Mercury, my mind, how I think. And actually, I'm seeing this about the world, because if you see the Egyptian drawing, it's actually the icon, or whatever you want to call him. He's holding the world in his hand, and there's a bit like, what's going on with the world? And then Aries, I am. So there's a bit of I'm feeling like this is a confusion of how to proceed next, because we've got the 8th house of endings and beginnings. I'm feeling this is a message predominantly for the Sun in Cancer, is that you're going to go through some, obviously whenever you see this message, it's timeless, it's not related to a specific timeline. Collectively, it's when you find it's right for you, when you find it, whenever, is the Cancerians, some Cancerians listening to this are going through some endings and beginnings, and it's also about waking up to what's going on in the world, seeing where you fit in, but also there are some endings coming in your life which are going to open you up for the new beginnings, and they're necessary. Actually, Cancer, and I mean with this with the greatest respect, it can actually be one of the most stubborn signs in the zodiac. And people think it's other signs like, say, Capricorn, or the earth signs, or some like the fixed signs. And they can be, because fixed is fixed energy. It's quite stable, but it can sometimes get stuck and stagnant. But actually, Cancer is a cardinal sign. It likes to lead, but it also is very gentle and soft and nurturing. So that can kind of come at odds to Cancer, because it's a bit like, well, I want to be assertive, but I don't want to hurt people. But actually, it likes to be in control. And sometimes how that can manifest, if Cancer hasn't matured within its energy, is it can be passive aggressive, and it can also manifest like, well, why doesn't everybody understand what my needs are, when actually it's our job to meet our needs, but it's also our job to voice what we need as well. I just feel like there's an old cycle for you, Cancer, especially the Suns and the Risings, that's closing out for you. And it's based upon who you are and what you are in the world. Now, I'm not saying like your job's going to end or anything like that, but it's to do with your identity and how you believe who you are and what you are. So I wouldn't even be surprised at this point, whenever you listen to this, you might be questioning, well, who am I? Who am I? What is it that I want to do? And what I want to say to you about this is like, this shift is really quite far reaching for you, because there's a walking away from, so there's the Queen of Pentacles here, which can be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn woman, and that's below the Lovers. So you might be somebody going into a relationship with an earth sign, because you've got the Lovers and the Ten of Cups. I need to show you these cards. So this is a choice to be happy regardless of outside circumstances, but it also can mean a love, a soulmate, a very happy relationship coming in. This person could be an earth sign, but doesn't have to be. But this is somebody who is very, very, they've done their work, they've put themselves together, they're in touch with their feminine side. This person has walked away from the things that don't work in their own lives, so the unfulfilling emotional occurrences in their lives, they've walked away from them, and they haven't ran away from them, and they're not. So the 8 of Cups is walking away. When your time is done. But it also could be that if you are a woman, Cancer, that this isn't, you've done this now, or you're about to do it at some point. I mean, obviously in a collective read, it's impossible. There's millions and thousands of people. Unless you have a personal reading, you can't fit the guidance for everybody's situation. But this, can you see the cards can be read in lots of different ways? So I'm going to go with what Spirit give me. This can be that this is coming for you, that you need to grow into that queen energy and walk away from these very emotionally unfulfilling situations in your life, because that's the basis of change for you, because this wants to come in, which is the Lovers, and the Ten of Cups is like peak emotional experiences. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, that not only does it bring wealth, love, and it brings wealth. So Ten of Pentacles is, you know, it's a rich life, and that's, as always, it's not about money, it's about, you know, freedom, movement, choice. You know, I would say this is somebody at the top of their game in their career or whatever, in their lifestyle. And there's a Two of Swords here, so there's a bit of what I would say with Cancer is there's a few changes that you know you need to make, Cancer. And you're like, oh, but you know, it's like you want the guarantee of this coming in. And look, nothing in life is guaranteed. We have to participate in life. It's not gonna appear on our doorstep if we're sat in the house and we're not talking to people. We're not, our energy, the lights are not on. You know, we're not receptive to experiences. We're still holding on to the past. So what I want to say to you is take the blindfold off, put your big pants on, and go out and do what you need to do, because when you do, you're formidable. And the Angel of Strength has come out. That's why I'm saying that with this card, with these cards, which is that this is time for you now to mature into the person that you've always wanted to be. And actually, a lot of you have already done this, but I'm actually also sensing some Cancers are yet to go on this trip. So there'll be a different, again, it's not all suns, it's more, it's people that have really done the work. So the people that have gone into the inner castle, as Caroline Mice says, they've done their real life review. They've really done the things like what we're talking about. You know, they've walked away from these unhappy and emotional situations. They've not run away from them. They've actually done the work. So they've actually gone in and they've looked at why these situations that have happened in their life, and they've looked at the corrections and they've made them, like, they've not been afraid to see the, I'm going to say this, the ugly side of life. I feel like you've seen this now. And it's like, whoa, you know, lots of endings and beginnings. I've, like, for some Cancerians, they've actually really had to initiate some really, really stressful situations. Anything else you want to clarify with this? I want to use, and they're saying Angel of Strength, anything you want to clarify on this for Cancer? Yeah, Goddess of the Moon and Daughter Spirit. So, and I really feel like these are those of you who are really connected. Like, you're really, and I'm not saying like you need an intuitive connection like I have one. We can all do that. What I'm saying is you're really connected to yourself, like you know who you are. You're not playing a role. You're not wearing a mask. You actually are, like, if you think about this Goddess of the Moon, doesn't matter what gender you are. This is somebody really connected to the cycles. Like, you know what works, you know what doesn't. I just want another Baroque tarot card, please, to please clarify anything else, Spirit, around this area, because I just feel like so many messages for Cancer. So many messages. And these are support messages. I mean, I don't sugarcoat things with Spirit. Well, Spirit don't sugarcoat it with me, but that's the way I am in life. The Hermit, yeah, it's time to come out of hermit mode, Cancer. You know, you've learned, like, and like, you will know, this will resonate with those of you who I'm saying this to. You've done enough of the, put down the books. There's nothing else you need to study. You know what to do. Go out there and I want to say this to some woman out there, go out and own it, girl. Yeah, 9 of Wands, like, you've just got this strength and tenacity. I just feel like these are the people that have really gone through a very, very difficult time. I just feel like there's some happiness that needs to come in, enjoyment of life. Yeah, like, you've been in the past, it's been about this restrictive time, but I feel like there's 10 of Pentacles, it's enjoying the richness that life has to offer. And if you've been doing this, I want to say to you, well done, because you've been And if there's been a bit of guilt about this, because the Two of Swords is the indecision card, it's like, no, you've actually really been following your bliss, which is what Spirit are telling us to do now, which is that, look, you've got to enjoy your life now. You can't put these things on hold. You really can't. Right, guys, so that's my message for Cancer. Thank you for listening, and I'm going to move on now. Take good care of yourselves. Lots of love.